Meet Shade. He's a Cane Corso puppy, and I'm Zach George, your dog trainer. Shade is staying with me for a few weeks where we will lay a training foundation that will last a lifetime. Follow this series and subscribe to my channel, and I guarantee spectacular results. Welcome to the ultimate puppy survival guide. We're finally ready to start getting into training this guy. The last time we worked with Shade, we taught him that the word yes meant that he could look forward to something great. So now we're in a position to be like, hey, I like that, and we can follow it up with a reward. I'm using part of his meal right now. Let's put that into practice and start harvesting the benefits. My goal in this training session is to teach him 3 things relatively simultaneously. So I hope you can stay with me on this. We're gonna focus on teaching him how to sit, lie down, stay, and how to be released from a stay. Generally, when I do this, I do it with a combination of luring, capturing, or shaping, depending on the dog that I'm working with. Each dog is unique and different, and discovering diverse techniques to engage them in enjoyable ways like shaping, luring, and capturing consistently deliver outstanding outcomes. Luring is where we take a treat and we use their nose to steer them, into a physical position. Okay. Fantastic, that's his first official release. Do you remember earlier when I was tossing the treats? That was for a reason. The reason was I want to be able to bring him into specific positions by tossing a treat in certain directions. You see that? That's really helpful in training. The treat is a magnet to your dog's nose. Yes. Okay. Sure, luring offers a very straightforward way to start, but capturing? That's when our dog showcases specific behaviors on their own without any nudge from us. Yes, capturing. He did it naturally. I acknowledged it and I said yes. Not only does this let us reinforce behaviors they initiate without our guidance, but it truly empowers them to think independently and naturally make choices that we appreciate. Plus, capturing can often feel more genuine to the dog, creating a sense of accomplishment and building their confidence. It really taps into a dog's innate behaviors, making the learning process more intuitive for them. Capturing also reduces reliance on treats or external rewards, and it can foster a really strong bond between a person and their dog as it involves observation and mutual understanding. Capturing is also really valuable for novel behaviors that might not easily be taught through traditional methods too. So we've used luring and capturing so far in this lesson. We want him to understand that when he's in a sit or a down, that he's only to break those positions when we release him. Okay, right there. You can say whatever words you want. That's up to you. Yes. Notice I'm not saying sit, I'm not saying down. We're just focusing on these physical positions that he's doing. We'll get to the words in a second. Okay. Yes. Technically, you could just teach your dog in your spare time when you catch them lying down. It just requires you to have their currency throughout the house or in your pocket. How hard is it to put some treats in your pocket every morning for the first 2 years of your dog's life and when you go on a walk with them? You can always get a treat pouch if that makes you feel better. That way you always have treats. Having treats in your pocket might seem like a chore at first, but think of it as equipping yourself with a tool for communication. Just as you would always have your phone or your keys when you're heading out, these treats are your direct line to effectively communicating with your dog during these pivotal training years. Over time, as your dog becomes more attuned to your cues and your requests, the reliance on treats will decrease, but for now, they're a small, invaluable investment in building a lifetime of good behavior and understanding. Watch the paws. Now here, pay close attention to the nuance. Yes, right there. And that is an example of how shaping works. I didn't wait for the complete lie down to mark, the behavior. Instead, I marked the moment his foot took that forward step. This approach highlights the power of shaping, where we reward incremental progress, not just the final outcome. So we got 3 different examples of how we can teach lie down. Luring, we're using a treat to guide him into position by using it as a magnet. Shaping involves rewarding successive approximations of the desired behavior. All right, so now how do we tell him to sit? Yes, sit. So I'm marking when he does it, and I'm saying what it is he's doing. Yes, sit. You want to prioritize getting good at your timing if you're new. I choose to use my marker word yes first as their butt hits the ground in this case. The better you get at letting your dog know the right thing they're doing at the right moment, yes, you see how quick that was? Okay. The more successful you're going to be in communicating to them exactly what it is that you want. Yes, down. I focus more on hand signals at first. Dogs are good at using their other senses to take direction from us, like their eyes, so it's not always about the words you're using. Hand signals have a host of benefits. They give you a lot of options. Say you're talking on a phone or you're talking with friends, you want to be able to have subtle communication with your hands without having to interrupt your conversation. One of the benefits to lure training is that it gets you a head start on hand signals. Observe this, I'm utilizing what I call a decoy lure, essentially a pretend treat to guide his behavior. So for example, no treat. Let's see if we can fake him out. Yes. Now, once he acts on that visual, he's immediately rewarded with an actual treat. And, okay. So by using this decoy to real treat method, we're progressively minimizing our dependence on visual lures, making training more efficient over time. Have you also noticed how I'm alternating between releasing him from a sit and releasing him from a lie down from day one, just to keep him on his toes? Yes. Do you see how he looked like he was going into a down? Yes. But he froze? Okay. Right after I said yes, he's likely to go into a down. Let's see what happens. Yes, and this is just from observing him, and that's good. But by interrupting him and saying yes as he sat, he's like, whoa, I did something right. While he doesn't exactly understand sit and down for the long term because we have some practice to do with that, he is quickly seeming to understand what the word yes means. And boy, if you've got that, it's a powerful strategy to have in your corner. You could also, if you wanted to add clarity, stay. Okay. And I just got my first 2-second stay. There was an implied stay with sit and down just then, but there's no harm in saying stay, giving them a nice clear hand signal. Yes, I'm going to continue to reward here for duration. Yes, because at this point, he's already gotten in the habit of, oh, I only move when this guy says okay. Yes, look how comfortable he is right there. I like that. It's worth giving him 10 kibbles right now. Yes. Over the course of a minute to reinforce this behavior. Yes. 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 Now watch this. I'm going to wait a second here. A little bit longer during this interval. I'm keeping it random. I'm not just a computer. I've got to read him here. I've got to keep him on his toes a little. Look at this. This is a nice long stay. I don't want to push him to failure though. He's getting a little impatient. So we want to be careful here. Okay. Come on, there you go, good man. But what if he starts to anticipate lie down? That's really super common at this point in training. Yes. I'm gonna cheat a little there by treat placement. You might have noticed that I've been rewarding 100% of the time. We're not gonna do that forever. This is kindergarten for our dogs, so we wanna make it really easy for them. They're super smart. And so they can learn these principles. Notice here, I'm using a pretend treat as a lure, indicating a release from the down position. Yes. Boy, I got lucky there. He's like, wait, I didn't see a treat. But every time he said that before, there was a treat. Once he responds to that, I then reward with a genuine treat. This method really helps us transition away from relying on visual lures and makes the reward more direct and impactful to a dog. Yes. Okay. Look at that. Today I've demonstrated 3 different methods, all without using any force, showing that it is a mischaracterization to think that positive reinforcement trainers only have one approach to training. These methods not only achieve the desired behavior, but also ensure the emotional well-being of the dog. So this range of techniques reflects the richness of modern dog training and the dedication to nurturing a positive and trusting relationship between us and our dogs. I'm a huge advocate of blending play with structured sessions. It isn't that it's just fun, which it is. It surrounds the training with a rush of those feel-good brain chemicals, setting the stage for joyful learning, which is the best kind of learning. Inertia and Shade are playing right now for a little bit, and this is good. Dog-to-dog play can be really beneficial, especially for puppies. As I've stated before, I like that it puts them in the right mindset for learning. It helps them be well-rounded, socialization, but it's also really important for us to schedule one-on-one playtime with our dogs while they're in training as well. How do you currently merge playtime, or if you've had a dog in the past, how did you involve playtime in your training sessions? I'm also curious to know, are there any challenges you've faced with house training or any other type of training? Tell me below. Are you curious about the next steps in our training journey? Perhaps how we tackle socialization, navigate the nuances of house training, or even proactively curb potential problem behaviors. By sharing your thoughts with our community, you help shape the future of our content. So don't hesitate to drop your answers in the comments below. Share your stories so that we can all learn from that. Make sure you're subscribed and that you click thumbs up to stay updated. What's a behavior you wish your dog could just learn seamlessly? You can tell me in the comments.